Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lee Van Dam here, and they've got the patch notes up for Season 2. So let's go over Lee. These are my first impressions. I saw him earlier, a little bit, 30 seconds. I just want to go through them with you, talk about it, and I want to get your thoughts down in the comment section below because we're going to get to play Season 2 in 3 days. I can't wait. And so we'll get to kind of really dive in deep and see what's really happening. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so Lee's Rage Art, the hitbox was expanded downward, so that's good. Just means it's going to be more reliable in juggles, especially if they're floating a little lower to the ground. We should be able to hit them, not whiff, and it make us sad. So that's great. All right, so Acid Rain combo. The damage was changed from 16 to 12 on the last hit. I'm assuming that's just the last hit because they don't have any other notes about the string. It's changed from -16 on block to -18 on block. And the opponent is closer on block. So one of the things about the Acid Rain so far is that it's 10 frames. It's a natural combo on normal hit. And it had a little guard push on it. So the -16 was harder to punish than it should be. And so it was very cool. It gave you a knockdown and gave you a wall splat on normal hit. So for 10 frame move, that's great. In open field, it's okay. It's decent damage and it's a knockdown, but it's techable. So you're still having to run up there and you don't necessarily get to keep your turn for guessing right. And you don't get a whole lot off of it because Lee doesn't have a bunch of setups besides like down 4-1 to come in and really try to harass somebody right away. But it looks like they're changing the reaction on hit, so we may be getting our crumple stun back. So that'll be really good. Lee's a real defensive character, and he's a guy that's going to poke you, and he wants to punish you for your mistakes. So this is really the epitome. If he gets a crumple stun off of this, then this will definitely be a step in that direction where he's going to punish you really hard for your mistakes. He's not necessarily someone that keeps his turn all the time once he punishes you, but he makes you really pay for doing something wrong, doing something that's -10. That's a good reward. That'll be really, really good. Okay, standing 3. So standing 3 is changed from +3 to +7 on hit. So that's really good. And the opponent is closer on hit. So this is good for 2 things. Standing 3 is a natural combo on normal hit, even at max delay. But the second kick is only +1. So with standing 3, this is going to give us the chance to choose between taking the damage, which is close to 40, it's really good on normal hit, or we just do standing 3 by itself, we be at +7, and we're able to stay in close. It's going to make us much stickier, and I imagine that if you transition to Hitman on hit, we're probably still going to be at like +3, probably +3 going into Hitman. So they'll have to respect us a little bit more, and it's going to be one of those things that helps us keep our turn. If somebody guesses, but you don't, if someone ducks and you don't want to try to knee them or do a mid that's going to be not safe on block in case they are fuzzy guarding, then this will be really good. It'll hit them, it'll make you sticky, and especially if you don't choose the damage. So that's really nice. All right, so 4-3. Hitbox was expanded upward, so that way it will juggle better, and that'll be a good anti-air too. So since it's out farther than a standing jab, that's a really good anti-air if the hitbox is expanded above us for jumping attacks and for like flying slash kicks and stuff like that. 4-3-4, the opponent's reaction with hit while downed was changed. That's the little flip over animation that we saw in the preview. And so that's cool. I'm guessing that a lot of stuff that had the little flip in Season 1 is going to get this new animation in Season 2. I wonder if it is techable. If it is a hard knockdown, that's pretty sick. I doubt it. I figure you're probably going to be able to tech roll from it anyways. They just didn't show it. All right. Hitman 4. So damage was changed from 15 to 17, so that's great. So the kick is going to deal more damage. Opponent reaction on counter hit was changed. So we may get the knockdown back that it used to have, or we may get the double over stun that we get on 1-2-4 when the 4 is counter hit. The input window has been changed from 13 to 22, so it looks like we may be able to delay it just like we can 1-2-4 when we hold the 4. So that'll help us trick people. That'll help us be able to, again, really make people stop and wait to see what happens. Because one of the things that Lee has an issue with now is that once we have our turn, we don't get to keep our turn for very long unless we've already scared someone by being really, really crazy. So the more stuff that we can delay and make people have to think and wait it out, the better off we're going to be. So that's great. All right, Hitman 2. Opponent reaction with hit while down was changed. I imagine it's going to be the same flip over that 4-3-4 has. They didn't mention 4 neutral up +3, so that's probably going to stay. I guess it's going to stay the same, and it also doesn't hit the same way when you're down, so that's interesting. No other changes to that, so that's good. Hitman 3, the opponent is closer when there is no transition to the throw from hit. This is really good when the move hits on the side or in the back, or if it hits somebody out of the air for the tail spin. If the opponent's going to be closer, then that's going to allow us to apply pressure, and that'll allow us to more reliably juggle. So that's really good. Hitman 4, opponent's reaction changed on hit. So it may be changed to like a snake edge sweep again. I don't know. It's faster, and so they may have a new animation for it, so that way we can either be closer to apply pressure, or it may be just a different knockdown. Because right now, the knockdown's kind of dicey. We get to get in their face, but there's not necessarily a whole lot guaranteed unless they sit there. So we'll have to see what that looks like. All right, Hitman both punches. Decreased pushback of first hit, so it hits easier. So that's great. Opponent reaction when hit midair by the second hit was changed, and the hitbox of the second hit was expanded downward. So that way, I guess it'll float reliably, and it may also hit people moving on the ground. So if you're side rolling, this may hit you now, which that would be really cool. That would give us something to do where we could have kind of a catch-all out of Hitman. We'll have to see what the second hit in midair is about too. Check that out. All right, Hitman up 4-3. This is his wall bounce, and it causes wall bounce on hit. So that means it's going to be a really far knockdown out in the open field. That's kind of good. I mean, we should be able to give chase better than what we can do now. Right now, if they don't hold back, then we get extra damage for free. But most people at a high level, they hold back unless they really just didn't see this coming. And so that damage isn't really guaranteed because everybody knows to hold back. This really large knockdown, because the wall bounce has like an arc to it when you hit people, we should be able to run after them better, even in open field. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I like it. It's cool. I mean, if somebody ducks, this is going to give us another alternative to get extra damage via juggling, especially when the wall is there. So that's nice. All right, 4+3. The first hit of the Acid Storm, hitbox expanded downward, and the reach has been increased. So that is great. That is really, really good, because so many times are you trying to whip punish something with it and you miss because you played your spacing right and it just doesn't have the range. So this is great. Happy to see it. Can't wait to use it. It's one of his juggle starters that's really interesting because he just got it in Tekken 7. And yeah, it's really good. All right, down forward 3, hitbox expanded downward. This is great. This is going to allow us to finish a lot of the longer juggles with down forward 3-2-3. So that is awesome news. Glad to see it. Down +3, damage changed from 15 to 17. Okay, this is really good. They didn't change anything else about it, so it's still has kind of the AOP avoidance, so that's really great. 2 points of damage doesn't seem like a lot, but when you are hitting it in a counter hit situation, then the next hit is going to give us closer to like 45, 50 damage for the sequence than what it was doing. So that's actually going to be really good. And, you know, that's one of Lee's moves for stop gaps and strings. If he knows the string is coming and he knows there's a little way to get around it, down 3 is a really great tool because the knockdown guarantees you damage. That guaranteed damage is being increased because of this. So happy with it. All right, back 3. That's the new low that he got. Damage changed from 6 to 9, so that's great. Opponent is closer on block. That's all right. I mean, that's okay. And hitbox expanded downward, so it's going to pick up even further. So this may hit on the ground all the time now. If it's on the ground all the time now, I like it. I think that'll be really, really good. Back 3-3, startup change from 21 to 19, so it's going to be faster. So that will help. The second kick being faster is really good. That should float better and make for better combo conversions. So I like it. All right, his power crush out of Hitman, back in both kicks. It's changed from -17 to -15 on block. That's great. It was hard to punish already, but this is going to make it harder to punish because the pushback has been increased. Wow. So this power crush is going to be annoying. It's already annoying now because the startup ducks highs and then he gets the armor and then he kicks you. So this is going to be something we really want to use, and this plays into his being defensive. Like, we're supposed to really figure out what the opponent's doing. Lee's kind of like Batman. Like, you might get beat up at the beginning, but once you download what's happening, that's when he's at his best, when he can just shut things down. And this power crush is evident of that because they built high crush into the startup, then the armor, and now they're making it harder for people to punish it. That's great. That's great. Up for both kicks. The dragon kick, aka the old Van Daminator. Damage changed from 32 to 27. All right, well, they reduced damage on a lot of stuff. Opponent's reaction changed on hit, so I'm wondering if we're going to get the old knockdown from Tekken 5, the one that just set them flat, just set them flat down on their butt, and it was just like bop, and then we'll get to apply pressure right away. And there wasn't anything guaranteed from it, but especially since we've got forward both kicks, we've got up back 3, we might be able to guarantee some damage, or we might be able to really put us in a high frame advantage situation. So I like it, that's fine. The reduced damage is probably because we're gonna get more out of it. So I'm okay with that. All right, 4-4-4. Opponent reaction changed on hit. Now they didn't say counter hit, so we're still getting the stun. We'll have to see what happens on hit. This is a move that high crushes, like around frame 2 or 3. And it can also go under some mids too. On hit, it was okay, you know, because it got around stuff. Counter hit it shined because it lets you deal some really high damage. But if they're changing the reaction on hit, we may get a little bit more because it's a reward for avoiding something. And I think it only dealt like 22 damage, something like that. And that wasn't that great of a reward for avoiding something. All right, forward 1+2. Decreased pushback on first hit, so it hit easier. So that's great. That's also going to be really good at the end of long combos where you may do like a wall break. So then you can use this to send them to the next wall. So that's really good. Blazing kick, opponent is farther away on block. Awesome. So that way we won't get killed as badly for trying to use this. I like it. It's great. Back 4, the lead cutter. Changed from -2 to +2 on block. This is his homing move, one of his homing moves. And so for it to give frame advantage, that's gonna be really good. And that's gonna be awesome because we didn't really have a homing move to use in close combat, and this being high, giving it advantage on block makes sense. It's one of his screw attacks. It should be advantageous because it's a very strong kick, especially since it's homing. That is excellent. So this is going to be what we'll want to use when we're in close combat, because this can allow us to take our turn back if someone is sidestepping and they have to block. This is going to allow us to get into our offense. So that's great. All right, so while running 3-4, +3 on block, thank you. Thank you. No one respects this at all. No one. +3 is going to make people respect this. Thank you. Yes. Yes. +1 just wasn't cutting it because you had 2-2-3, and you know, people don't care about 2-2-3. They're just like, whatever. You know, it's just, it wasn't cutting. So +3 is going to be great. It's going to give us some options and let us actually beat out stuff and not have to rely on a move that's duckable to win. While rising 2-3, okay, I saw this on other characters as well. Change from -14 to -13 on block, so they made it safer on block, especially since it doesn't guarantee a full juggle. Makes sense. Opponent is closer on block, so it's going to be easier to punish, but you're going to be able to punish it with less things, so that's cool. That is cool. It's still dangerous though, because a lot of people at 12 and 13 frames have something that will knock you down or wall splat you. So we're not out of the woods, but it's going to allow us to really take a little bit more risk, especially in an open field. While standing 3-3, startup change from 14 to 15 frames on the second kick. Change from -20 on block to -15, so it's safer. Still launch punishable, but it's safer. And it's changed from -9 to -4 on hit. That part is really important. The tsunami kicks themselves, they don't really give you anything for saying, hey, I ducked your move and punished it. So -4 is great because now we can run. And -9 on hit, we couldn't run. We had to finish the string in order to push somebody out far enough to be able to get away. Now we can just do 3-3 and we have a chance to sidestep, backdash, or whatever we want to do instead of having to finish the infinite kick string. While crouching down forward 4, opponent's reaction changed on hit. Again, this is not on normal hit, so we'll have to see what that means. On going into Hitman, it's gone from -22 to -14 on block. Thank you. Tired of getting launched, trying to go into Hitman at max range. So this is wonderful. Wonderful news. And the slide is -23 on block instead of -27. So I think that just brings it in line with other slides, because you used to just have a super long time to be able to float Lee after you block the slide. So that's whatever. But yeah, the silver tail going into Hitman -14, especially at max range. This is going to change things a lot, because us being able to block and make people have to come in when you do it at max range is going to be really important. Oh man, about dropped the phone there. But so that's what Lee's got going on. It looks like they're making an honest effort to allow him to play this game in close combat more. So that's good. He's still a counter hit character. He's still a character that really specializes in punishing you and making you like really go, hey, you made a mistake. I'm gonna bust your head open for it. So he's still that. And so you still have to have a lot of character knowledge to really excel with him, because he doesn't have overpowering stuff to really make it to where you're like, okay, this cat's gimmicky and I have to learn his gimmick in order to win. No, he's playing Tekken. He's trying to make you whiff. He's trying to block punish, and he's trying to sidestep and use defensive tools to win. So I'm really happy with where they're going with everything. I definitely want to know your thoughts. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think about these changes, and we'll go into more detail, you know, in 3 days when we'll get to play the game some more. So Appreciate you so much. If you like this, be sure to throw me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, do it. Do it. Join us. We're having a good time all the time. And until next time, this is Lee Van Dam. You guys take care, and God bless. I'll see you.